One aspect of the coaching process that some people find initially quite a challenge is breaking the goal down into small achievable steps. Now, of course, there will always be some goals that people set for themselves which can be achieved relatively quickly, relatively easily, and we perhaps don't need to think about breaking it down too much. There are, though, sometimes people can set really huge goals that are really important, and there are lots of steps to take along the way. And the aim is to think very carefully about what those steps look like. The critical step to focus on is, of course, the first step. What's the very first step you need to take? And I always encourage people to think very clearly and very specifically about that first step, because, as we all know, if we misstep, things can go not as we want them to go. So if we get that first step right, it kind of sets ourselves up for everything else that's going to happen. But one of the tricks, though, is to break any goal down into such small steps that it feels like it's impossible for anything other than success to happen. It's not guaranteed, of course, but the smaller the steps, the more likely we are to achieve them. Because again, it's telling ourselves, telling our unconscious mind that this is very achievable, very doable, and that increases motivation, increases purpose, and ultimately, by breaking it down, gets us that much more quickly to exactly where we want to be. So think about that for a moment. How are you going to break down your goals into the smaller steps? How are you going to do everything possible to guarantee success every step of the way?